You know, I'm sure all of us have been affected in some way by cancer. Maybe for you, it was yourself. Maybe you were diagnosed. Maybe it was your spouse. Maybe it was a child, and cancer in children's on the rise. Maybe it was a grandparent. You know, we've all been affected. And for me, my first experience, real experience where it really hit home was with my grandfather. And so growing up, my grandfather was always my biggest mentor. I mean, he was Teacher of the Year 3 times in New York State. He was a military war hero. Everybody that I knew really respected him. He carried himself well. He never complained of any health problems. We always thought he was so healthy. You know, interesting thing was with his story is he actually grew up in poverty, and through hard work, dedication, he retired and he had a double pension from the Army and from teaching for 30+ years. He bought his dream car, a Cadillac, was enjoying his retirement, playing golf every day, and then all of a sudden, one day he's 72, comes home from playing golf, goes to open a sliding glass door, a patio door. He starts pulling, tugging on the door, can't quite get it, so he tugs harder, and all of a sudden his arm drops right to his side. It goes completely limp. He's in pain. He can't move his arm. My grandmother's freaking out. She puts him in a car, drives him to the emergency room. They went ahead, they took an X-ray and found out he had broken his arm. But how do you do that opening a door? You don't. So they were suspicious. They went in, they did a biopsy, they found out he had metastatic cancer that had spread throughout his body into his bones. And of course, in our society, if we get cancer, we go through the standard treatments, chemo and radiation. My grandfather started on that, and he made it 6 months. And during that period of time, he lost over 100 pounds. So he was 6'3", 210, strong, stocky guy when he started. By the time he died, he was 106 pounds. And he had lost so much muscle mass that he couldn't even get himself up out of his own bed to go to the bathroom. And so, of course, we didn't know what to do. My grandmother couldn't pick him up, so we had to check him into a nursing home. And that's where he spent the last couple weeks of his life. And I still remember going in there to visit him, and here he was, lying on this bed. He had tubes up his nose, an IV pain drip going in. He's on 10, 15 medications, morphine drips just to numb him up. And he had a diaper on because he couldn't even control his own bowels. And he wasn't really living. He was just existing, just taking up space and suffering. And really, he wanted every single day he woke up, he wanted that to be his last. He was hoping to die. And so, you know, at the time I was about 19, 20 years old, and that just really scarred me. And I started asking the question, there's gotta be a better way. There's gotta be something else we can do. And you know what, now I'm a doctor, now I'm able to help people in these circumstances. And I realized that, you know, God put me on the planet to really help be a part of the solution with this. And so my grandfather suffered, but that suffering ignited a spark within me to really help empower people so they don't have to suffer like my grandfather. And this is why we do this conference. You know, for me, I start thinking about all the people I've known over the years that were diagnosed with cancer, that suffered unnecessarily, that perhaps passed away like my grandfather did. And this event is in honor of them. The greatest way we can honor the people in our lives that have suffered with this disease is by putting on a huge event and actually educating and empowering as many people as possible to take back control of their health. And that's why we're doing this. So we hope to see you at the Cancer Killers Conference.